Like, he doesn't want everyone walking around going, I'm in a very important movie.
Right.
Like, it's like none of that on set. Margarita's a great
Yeah.
way to unwind, right?
I think the experience of reading the script was very intense, and I was devastated at the end. But making the film, we were very, very focused, I think. You walk on one of Chris's sets, and nobody says it out loud, but everybody's really feels lucky to be there.
So everyone's so dialed in,
Yeah.
and there's no chaos. It's a very quiet set, it's intimate. It's a really wonderful place to work. The script, of course, was heart-racing and so intense. The movie itself destroys people. But I remember that being a happy set.
Well, Chris and Emma have done so much
So
work.
much prep,
Yeah, so much
yeah.
prep that you can feel the hundreds of hours of work that they've put in, kind of creating and curating the set, so that when you get there, it's almost a casual
Yeah.
environment. One of the reasons why the acting in his movies is always so good is because he creates a relaxed atmosphere.
Like, he doesn't want everyone walking around going, I'm in a very important movie.
Right.
Like, it's like none of that on set. Because really, mainly of Cillian's just extraordinary performance that pulls you right into the full spectrum of the man. This is a very human story about the trauma of living with a brain like that and what that did to him. I didn't know anything about the bouts of depression and PTSD and anxiety and everything he struggled with psychologically. Then the atonement he sort of felt he had to go through after creating this bomb that changed the world and changed us forever. There was so much to mine within the character and within the people around him. I think we all knew sort of the basics, and it's insane that we just know the basics because this is such a looming problem that we're still living with. And so once you see this film, I think it will be the full reality that this is something we're still living with today.
It's a Chris Nolan movie, so you know it won't be a linear story, you know? He's just not interested in telling stories that way. I think that's just too easy for him. So he builds, you know, almost a mystery around the atomic bomb, and you're moving around in time through the life of Oppenheimer, but it's very grounded and intimate in the sense that it's a very human side of Oppenheimer. So you feel connected as an audience member. The architecture of the script is really incredible.
I think you see maybe the humanity of him through our characters. I mean, we were both playing, they were very colorful characters and certainly rich on the page, like exciting and complicated. I knew what my purpose in the scenes were because of course it lives on Cillian, this whole movie, but I think you see him when the sky goes dark, you see him behind closed doors with her and you see the full shadows of what he's dealing with. They had such a tumultuous marriage. And she was a complicated and flawed person, but his greatest champion. So I think it was important to see the intimacy of him and the human side of him, so you don't just see him as this colossal brain.
Yeah, Chris was really clear from the outset that this, you know, to exactly your point, that the movie was going to live or die based on Cillian and Oppenheimer. You know, the book is called American Prometheus, and he said, I'm calling it Oppenheimer because, you know, to your point, we have to come in through his eyes. We have to connect to him. I need the rest of you to be in support of that. And so I think the other characters, they're very historically accurate, but they're there to tease out these other sides of Oppenheimer. I mean, it is one of the great screen performances. I think Cillian's
Extraordinary.
just extraordinary. And watching Cillian and Chris together, kind of as a partnership, kind of build that character was really, that was a highlight for me.